All right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How we feeling? A fresh new week after a long weekend. It's actually for me it was like the quickest, longest weekend I've ever had. I don't know. This weekend flew by. I had a lot going on. Let me check all my sound levels. Hope everybody stays safe out there. Didn't eat too much on Thanksgiving. All right, be good. All right. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Get this power range, this pre-market insight report. Gonna switch things up just a little bit today. All right, so on the calendar today at 10, we got pending home sales. Tomorrow we have a Fed day, but we got kind of a Fed day. It's Powell. He's testifying at 10, followed by ISM manufacturing PMI. Wednesday, we got Powell talking again at 10, but before that, we got ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15, and then crude oil inventories as usual on the Wednesday. Thursday, initial jobless claims with the ISM manufacturing PMI, and Friday non-farm payrolls with unemployment rate. All right, so we got a full calendar this week. Should be an interesting week. You know, we're coming off of a long weekend, off of a holiday weekend, and you know, traders should be eager to get back in the market. Got a lot of catalysts that can bring some volatility, hopefully directional volatility into the market. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this NQ session power range. We had a high of 12,336.75 with a low of 12,286. We were trading neutral when I posted this, up 0.21% with a volume of 84K and ATR 236.73. All right, so if we look at the chart from my power range report that I post on TradingView every night, you can see, you know, we gapped up, quickly closed the gap within like the first, 2 to 3 hours, and we, traded bearish down into some support down to the 200 simple moving average, and we retraced all of that overnight in the Euro session. And so we're just, we got a wide range. We're trading sideways so far before the open, right? So I'm looking at this. I'm going to use my power range. I'm just going to look at this as, with the momentum being to the short side, or the bears having control of the market right as of right now. We'll see how things turn out when, the market opens up, and then we'll make our decisions from there. I got, support right here around 255, and this will be strong support at the 2.618 fib extension line. All right, so that does it for the morning report. Now, so this morning I'm going to do something slightly different. Not necessarily going to have a quote of the day. I was listening to something last night. I don't know if I know one person that follows me is familiar with Secret Energy, but I was listening to Seven Bomar's stuff last night, and I just wanted to play this little clip from one of his I guess you can call it like a lecture or whatever, but it has a lot to do with what, it's aligned with MV3 Traders model, right? So greatness comes from if I can talk, greatness comes from within. I believe that to get the best performance, no matter what it is, no matter if it's trading or whatever you're trying to do, You have to use, the power of you. Your edge is the fact that you are you, and you are the only person, and you are the only you on this planet, right? So let me go ahead. I'm gonna play this. Go ahead and kill that, and then we'll move from there. Let this play while I finish all my pre-market checks and all of that stuff.
So how do we get to this said uniqueness? Like, if it was just so easy, wouldn't everybody had discovered their uniqueness already be working in their own field passionately and streamlining
Let me know if you can hear
things?
that.
So of course it is a bit more complexity involved. So we have to use a technique. And this technique is very similar to coaxing the uniqueness out of its shell. And there's a reason why this needs to be done. First and foremost, this shyness has been developed due to the limitations of expression that have been put across as the norm in reality. While people see on TV that there's some that are in high expression, generally it's the norm to be dialed back. But even deeper than that, when you're younger, if you have something that you're working on developing, because that's when your uniqueness is out the most, in that development process, you could have been made fun of. Let's say that your true passion is to sing, but when you started singing, someone said, "Oh, you can't sing," and so you stop singing. And then what happens from there is maybe you sing in the shower, or maybe you sing by yourself, but you're very shy to sing in the open. And so sometimes you'll even be in a scenario where sometimes you're even allowed to sing for a moment, and you just do it in, and then everyone stops and looks at you, and then they're like, "Girl, you can sing. I didn't know you can sing." And then, you kind of dial it back, because you still may just be a secretary. Because the uniqueness connecting with what one is doing every day to financially sustain themselves may be disconnected. So the power in discovering this uniqueness is actually the key to everything. It's the key to happiness. It's the key to your fuel. It's the key to your income, your foundation. So you want to discover this. You have to have passion in enlivening yourself with your uniqueness. So we now see that this uniqueness also hides, because there have been times where the uniqueness has caused conflict. And since many of us would rather avoid conflict, we systematically and psychologically avoid our uniqueness. And this is another deep insight, because when you look at your fingerprint, you see that your fingerprint is unique. Even the swirl in the back of your head is unique. And since the uniqueness is what makes us different, doesn't that mean that it's, in most cases, the uniqueness that does cause conflict in situations? Isn't it at times where we go into a team environment or a hive environment and everyone wants you to conform to whatever is the archetype there, and when you express some type of uniqueness, it could then be not accepted, so you learn to pull away from your uniqueness. You learn to keep it safe and protected. You learn to tuck it deep, and then at a certain point you forget about it. So a brilliant exercise to begin with discovering your uniqueness is learning what is your instrument. What is your instrument? Because the expression of all the instruments is what the cosmos actually is. You have your woodwinds, you have your bass, and each of these instruments, some are made out of metal, some use air. Each of these instruments have a certain expression. So instead of trying to use your mind and the less eclectic side of self to actually discover something that is in the deepest recesses of the hyper-aware side of selves, you would need to use the proper tool. And using the proper tools is key here. So find your instrument. Start determining, are you a woodwind? Start determining, are you the baseline? Are you always the baseline, the foundation holding things up? Are you trombone? Are you more of lighter? You sprinkle through things. Are you flute? And then once you find your instrument, you now need to touch that instrument and begin to engage with that instrument, because your process of learning that instrument will be akin to your process of fully developing your uniqueness as a tool, as a way to study self. Now, don't get hung up on this. Don't think that, there's definitely no way that I'm going to learn piano, and I know I'm a piano. It's about beginning something that is central to self, that develops self. It's about a life goal. So that's your exercise. Find your instrument.
All right. So that is Seven Bomar. If you want to hear more of his content or more of what he's talking about there is a link in the description below. So there should be a link in the description below. Not only does, he gives, more insight like that and talks about discovering, oneself and wholeness and all of that stuff. There is also an opportunity over there to make some additional, extra income through affiliate marketing. So if you're interested in that, there is a link in the description below. It is an affiliate link. But I just wanted to share that. If you don't, that's, it is what it is, right? Or, you can just search Secret Energy, but the link makes it really easy. So get into what he's talking about. I really like how he used, the analogy of music there, which is, if you understand energy, then it's really one and the same. But we are, all in this together. Me being musically inclined, I can, really relate to that. I'm trying to say this before the market opens. I can, relate to that. All my life I've been playing music. I started out from my earliest memories. I was playing the drums and I was really interested in the drums, and I was playing with bands and in the church and all of that stuff. And I was playing in the marching band and in orchestral band and all of that. All right, the reason, what I'm saying is, we are all in this together, and the whole makes makes that beautiful sound that you hear at with the finished product, right? So your favorite songs, if you're at the orchestra and they play this masterpiece that really intrigues the crowd or whatever. Everyone is playing together, but every single instrument has its own special role to play, and it has to be true to itself. So, from the bass to the percussion line to the woodwinds, even down to the little triangle. That triangle has to be true to itself, and the person playing it has to play that triangle true to what it is, a triangle. You can't try to play the triangle like a drum, because it's not gonna give you the same. It's not gonna be as powerful, right? It's not gonna play its part within the total piece in order to make the song what it is, right? So finding your instrument, really makes sense in that, if you look at it from that standpoint, because if you are operating in your true self, from your uniqueness, then you can achieve the best results that, not only works for you, but also works for everything as a whole, right? So I found that to be a very interesting talk, or, lecture, or whatever, you want to call it. From what I was listening to his stuff last night, and that really resonates with MV3 Trader and what I shaped this business about. All right, so the market is open, and we're seeing a little bit of volatility to the bullish side. We got some support down here at 270. So I may be looking to take this long after my 3-minute window. We'll see how things shape out. And in the meantime, let me play some music. Can't be sound the bell without music. We do get some rejection at 300, so just trying to find that where I would want to. We are trading kind of in a range right now. I don't want to take an extreme breakout. I'm gonna let this candle play out and see what happens. I feel like if I take it too early, I'm not gonna have enough room that I want to take profit. So that we were bearish in the pre-market, and that 300 is serving as pretty strong resistance. I'm gonna go ahead and
order submitted.
Go ahead and look to
Order filled
on this momentum.
Order submitted. Target filled.
I took it short, first target hit. I will load into it if we. Let me go ahead and add in there. If it pulls back, I'll load into it. My break even hasn't been hit yet. I feel like my break even should have been hit. Oh, Ninja Trader. Yeah, my break even should have been triggered at like 56. Once we, I still like it short though, so I'm not freaking out about anything.
Order submitted. Order filled.
And I forgot to change my screen over again. manually adjust my break even. Okay. So break even is officially hit. So I just, from this point, it's hands off. My break even has officially been triggered. Actually, I think it is working correctly. I think I just forgot what the strategy is. Once I saw the price action, I manually adjusted the break even into profit, like right in here at 1271ish, and then it triggered. Then the automatic break even triggered. So now I'm right here. I could, volatility could wick me out, but right now it looks pretty good. Like, it looks like it may work out as of right now. We are pretty volatile, so we'll see. Regardless, more than likely this will be my only trade for the day, so I don't want to get stuck like I did last Monday, to where I had to hold a trade for too long outside of my trading window, and I do have something important to do today. So no matter what, this will more than likely be my last trade. Also, I did say Wednesday, while I'm thinking about it, I just remembered. Wednesday I said I'm going, I think it was Wednesday. Anyway, sometime last week, I said I was going to put up a video, or I was going to start the video about the spreadsheets and Sierra chart. I had a lot going on over the weekend. I didn't get to finish it. I started it, so I'm gonna, that is coming. I just want to put that out. I had a lot going on over the weekend. I didn't really get to, because I don't want to just put anything out. I want it to actually be helpful, and I don't want to just regurgitate what is already out there. So as of right now, it seems like it's going to be at least a 3-part series. Absolutely, Origin. There's no other way. We got some volume here at 252. We have yet to determine if that's mostly selling pressure or buying pressure. But right now it's looking like, as I'm saying it, it looks like that's mostly sellers. Which I'm not mad at that at all. So right now, as you can see, I'm in this 8 contracts bearish. If it does hit my target, that'll be beautiful. That'll get me so much more closer to my goal in Leeloo. So I'm gonna need the buyers to let off for a minute. Just go ahead and relax. I'm gonna need the sellers to come through for me. That's beautiful. And with that move, I'm going. Let me wait. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna drop my stop just a little bit. So I'm looking at the volume profiles to do that. That was interesting. I don't know why my target says 4 contracts, so it should be 8. My target and my stop loss are the break even, so I'm gonna have to watch that. So I've seen it do this when the contract size in the in NinjaTrader, when the contract size for the stop and the target doesn't match the contract size of the position, but when it gets triggered, so if I hit the stop or if I hit the target, then it does, close the entire position. So we'll see what happens on this one. Buyers are definitely not letting up. This is an area of support that we're trying to break through right now. So we look at this hourly chart, we can see that we had some pivots there, and there's the support right here at 243.75, or just in that range that we're breaking through right now. I don't see the next support until 225, which what we're running into right now. I see there's a range between, let's use even numbers, 220 to 200. That's the range of support I'm looking for. So at the strategy at its core is pretty much a 3-to-1 like risk reward, right? So but I don't, it's not just a flat 3-to-1. It's wherever that that 3 is, then I look for the level near that, and then I adjust the target to get that 3-to-1 if I can get it. And then of course, once we move about 15%, my break even is triggered. So I mean, it's a really simple strategy. Like, it's not a whole lot to it. I either buy the dip or I buy a breakout or what I would call a takeout, and then I let the rest just play out. I use my levels and let it just play out. So that, but those buyers came in pretty strong there. BTC just hit an all-time high. That's beautiful. My crypto portfolio is definitely looking real nice. And what I'm doing with crypto, I'm really just, every once in a while I buy some and just holding it. All right, it does look like my break even is gonna get hit. In hindsight, once I saw that, I should have took a couple of contracts off. Once I saw that we were trading into that support range. Thank you, Hindsight Capital. Let me go ahead and put that in there.
Stop filled.
Alright, so it didn't empty the...
Order filled.
Alright. So I went ahead and closed that position. It hit my break even. For some reason, it didn't load all the shares into my break even. So it took out half at the break even. Then I went ahead and closed it for the full. I closed the full position. And that will be my one and only trade for today. Got a key takeaway to unload your position, when you're in profit. Where is my pen tool? There we go. Go ahead and switch my screens back over and then update my journal. Put that hindsight capital into the journal today. It's like we're trying to take another dip lower. Of course, this one I'm just watching. That is some very significant, even though I didn't play it the way that I would have liked to have played it, there still is some very significant progress towards getting funded, or just, get the goal to get funded with Leeloo. So I don't really have any regrets. I just, would have liked to have done it a little bit different. And it's a really good way to end the month. the last trading day of the month, the last day of the month, really. It would have been nice to have taken this right here short at 247. Could have been more aggressive and also taken it short at 263. Now watch it trade down and hit where my target was before. Alright, so buyers are strong above 230. Makes me glad I didn't take another trade. It's like we can be in sort of a battle zone for a while. I'm definitely not trying to be in one of those today. I'm gonna keep watching and see if we can break out of this range here, or if we continue to chop around and continue to see the battle between the buyers and sellers. watching for the break of 240. Let's see, what is that? 244. So right there, that's what I would call a takeout trade if I was to have taken that. If I was to be trading right now, that is what I would call a takeout trade. It looks like it could be a trap. Actually, it's not really, because we're trading. I'm thinking this from bearish. So it's not technically a takeout trade. In order for it to be a takeout trade, this candle right here would have had to be green. So let me explain this. This will be a last thing that I explain. So if this candle, this red candle, would have came and taken out this green candle to go short, then that would have been a takeout. Now, this can also, if you know how we had this price action kind of take out this inside red candle, that can also be a takeout, but it's just not as strong. It's the best way that I can explain it. So if I had to grade it, like a 1 being the best or the preferred method, and a 2 being the least preferred, you know, this one of course would be a 1, and this other one would be a 2. That's a 2, whether you want to believe it or not. So anyway, I'm gonna let this candle close and see what it does. Now that we got this, if we take this out, you probably can't see it. I've been drawing it so much that you can't even really see it. I would take this short every single time. Right there at 238. I still see bears having control of the market right now. So if I was still to be trading, I would be looking into getting in on a pullback, or not crazy about taking a breakout at this point because of how we're battling in the zone right here. But I would take it light if I was to take it. I definitely would have taken that one. Alright, so with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Got some things I got to take care of, and I was explaining that, and I just now realized that I was on the wrong screen. So y'all didn't see none of that, and I didn't get any of that recorded, so my bad. Anyway, maybe I'll draw it up and put it in the hindsight capital in the journal. So anyway, appreciate y'all for coming through, trading with me. Hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and find some success in the markets for yourself. And I will see you on the next one when I can find the right screen. Trade it easy.